Cool thing about FIFA 23 Ultimate Team is that there is so much to do. There are several different game modes that you can go through, and if those game modes don't fit your needs, you could always look into the likes of SBCs, objectives, just playing friendlies, or even go over to the transfer market and start trading. There's so many options available for you, and it leads to there being multiple levels in where you can be smart about how you're playing so that you can get the very best out of FUT. And in today's video, we are going through some of the smartest plays that you can make. But before we do get into the video, if you're looking to get some very easy coins, then there is no better place than AOA. Head over there to get yourself some cheap, fast FIFA 23 coins, completely reliable, and if you use Fnatic at checkout, you'll also get yourself a 3% discount. Link can be found in the description down below.
Nice.
The smartest plays that we're going through aren't going to require you to be more skillful than your average player. These are simple tasks, but because most people don't do them, if you were to go and do them, it will put you above the average player. So firstly, a very simple one is Fodder Investing. To put it simply, there are cycles within FIFA 23. Now it's difficult to predict how these cycles will end up, but every single year, based on content that EA is releasing, supply and demand on the market will depend on when you should buy into players and when you should sell players. The best thing for you to do is to buy players when they're at their lowest and wait for them to increase when EA releases new content as part of SBCs, which requires these types of players, and then that is the moment in which you can sell them on or complete the SBC, the challenge, a lot cheaper compared to everyone else. Now I'm sure you're wondering, how do you know when a player is at their cheapest? Well, luckily there are tools out there such as FootBin, which will give you player graphs and show you the price since that player has been active on the transfer market. You'll focus on 83 rated rare gold players, those which aren't desirable, so players aren't buying them to use within their team. They are only used for SBCs. This will apply to rare gold players, but can also apply to special cards, which also are decently rated but are very cheap. If you start to notice on that graph that they're towards that lower end, it's worth buying them, send them to your club, and just holding on to them. I bought loads of players at the beginning of the year, which I thought were good investments for fodder, and since then I've sold them because they increased in price, and then once they went back down, I bought them back again. I've already done this multiple times, and it will continue to happen throughout the rest of the year. You just need to be in the know for what type of cycle we're in, whether or not your player is lower compared to usual or higher compared to usual, and that will decide whether or not you should be buying or selling. The second smart play that you can do, and this is actually for gameplay, is hopping between different game modes. For most game modes that are available, it's not worth you dedicating all your time to just one. It's better for you to stick to one, play what is required from you, and then move on to the next. An example of this is there is no point of you going through division rivals to play 10, 20, 30 games within a week. It's only beneficial to you to win 8. And if you can't progress through the next division with ease, then there's no point in playing. You'll win your 8 games, claim your weekly reward, and then move on to the next game mode. This is FUT Champions. You'll go into your Champions playoffs. Once playoffs is done, you'll move on to FUT Champions. Once FUT Champions is done, you'll go into squad battles, and once Division Rivals is active again, you'll then go back around to Division Rivals to play those 8 games and keep this cycle going. It's not worth sticking to just one game mode. The third smart play that you can make is actually forfeiting your games. I know it might sound counterproductive, and if you are a confident player, then by all means you can go through, but statistically most people watching this, especially if you are watching this, because it's unlikely pro players are watching this, but if you are watching, it does mean that you probably will be better off forfeiting games depending where you are. Now this doesn't apply to every single game mode, but it does apply to FUT Champions. With the FUT Champions playoffs, you need to get to a certain point for you to qualify for the FUT Champions finals. Once you get to that point, if you want to play games, by all means, but if you want to save time, just forfeit those games. Claim your rewards, open them, see what you can get, and then go into the FUT Champions final. With the FUT Champions final, you can actually be strategic with how you forfeit. For me personally, if gameplay is good and I have the time on the weekend, I will try to play as many games as possible, but that is a big if. And I'm sure that's the same for many other players. What you could do if you don't have the time but still want to claim rewards, you can forfeit every single game. You'll still get points for this, not just because you are rewarded for losing, but also you'll come up to players who are doing the exact same thing. And even though not every single player will do this for you, but you will come up to some who will score an own goal before you and then forfeit, gifting you the win. We actually went through a test on this channel going through this, and we ended up having around 36 points, which gave us a pretty decent reward for just quitting, and it took only 40 minutes. The other option that you can do is a hybrid approach. You forfeit some games, play some games. And the benefit to this is if you forfeit your first 5 games, because of the Ultimate Team matchmaking, you will be matched up to players who have a similar record to you. So they're likely also forfeiting their games, or they're just not as good. Now, I'm not the best player within the world, but still I'm able to forfeit my first games, and there's a chance that I could be 1-4, 1 win, 4 losses, just because I got lucky coming up against another player who forfeited before me. But worst case scenario, I'm 0-5. For the next 5 games I will play, and even though I'm not a good player, I'm still able to win all 5 of those games with ease, no matter whether it's good or bad gameplay. With the 10 games remaining, I will then make the decision. If I'm on a winning streak, gameplay is good and I do have time, I will continue to play. If not, I forfeit the rest and still walk away with a pretty decent record despite putting a very little amount of time into the game. I'll claim those rewards, use them, and hopefully I can get something good. This is definitely a way to play and progress without needing to actually play. The fourth smart play that you can make is SBC Preparation. Now this is kinda like Fodder Investing, because you are investing in players with the hopes that an SBC will be released, which increases the prices of these players. With SBC Preparation, it goes even further. You can quite simply use the bronze pack method, and even though it's not the best way to make coins, it's definitely one of the best ways to build your club. You'll sell the players that can be sold on a transfer market, and for everyone else you'll store into your club. You'll then use those for upgrades to get silver players, use those silver players to get common gold players, those common gold players to get rare gold players, and eventually you'll have loads of different players. Now right now, there may be the case of whether or not you want to use those players or not, but at some point within the future, there will be SBCs available, likely League SBCs. And that is when you can throw all of these players into there and get tradable rewards. All you need to do is spend a bit of time going through the bronze pack method. What I do is play just one game, and after I finish that game, I'll spend a couple minutes trading, and then I'll spend a couple minutes opening about 10 to 15 bronze packs. I'll then go into another game. After that's finished, I'll list the players that I did manage to trade with, start trading again, and then go through the bronze pack method for another couple minutes to open 10 to 15 bronze packs. Keep this going. Eventually it becomes part of your routine, and it's incredibly easy to start building your club. The fifth way in which you can start being smart with FIFA is to use your unassigned pile. Unfortunately, with FIFA, they like to put a limit on things. There's a 100 card limit within the transfer market, there's a 50 card limit in your watch list, and you can only have one of each player into your club. The only thing that you can store more of is your consumables, as there is no cap. But in most cases, you don't really need to be storing that many of them, only if you are trading with them, which in a lot of cases, it is difficult to do. So if you're looking to trade for a large amount with a particular type of player and you just don't have enough space, you could always use your unassigned. This is when you'll put bids in or buy players, and once you get to this unassigned menu, instead of you send them to the transfer market or send them to your club, you will just back out. A great way for you to utilize this is in a bulk bidding method. There is times throughout the year where the bulk bidding method becomes insanely good because of the sheer amount of people that are opening packs. Typically around Black Friday, team of the year, team of the season, these are the best moments. In a good and also a bad way, you can actually win a lot more of them on a bid than what it is that you're currently able to sell into the transfer market. So there suddenly becomes more coming into your club than what there is going out. But over the next couple of days, you will be able to sell them. For you to keep up with this demand and continuously make profit without needing to slow down, you'll just keep on bidding with that 50 cap within your watch list, and once they have expired, you'll send them to your unassigned, back out, and then continue bidding on the exact same player again because now you have space. Those players will not go missing, but there is a limit to how many you can see within the unassigned at the exact same time. And if it is the case of you trading within this example, you can just list them over the coming days, weeks, and continuously make coins. And a sixth and final play that you can make, which is incredibly smart and useful within Foot, is to stack packs. It's not always worth opening packs immediately, and we're still in the beginning phase of FIFA, so it is still worth opening them as soon as you get them, because there's a chance you can get something good, and if you get something good now, it really could set you up for the rest of Ultimate Team. But come December, that is probably when it's no longer worth you opening them immediately. The reason for this is because Team of the Year is just around the corner. It works out better for most people to no longer keep on opening their packs, but instead to store them into their club. And just like the unassigned, you can store as many packs as possible. The store will say that it will cap out at 99, but it's not a problem. You can keep on adding packs to this. It's just the number is limited to 99, not the actual store for how many packs it saves. So what we'll do here on this channel, and I recommend you doing the exact same thing, is within December, just build up as many different packs as possible. Do not open them, carry on going through your game modes, and just save the packs, because by the time Team of the Year comes around, you will be able to open them in hopes that you can get a Team of the Year player. There's a very low chance because loads of other players do the exact same thing, but it's still worth attempting because you have a chance of getting something good. And if you get a Team of the Year player, likely you're going to be making hundreds of thousands. You get the goalkeeper, it's probably on that lower end, maybe 100, 200, 300,000. But if you can get any of the other players, it's likely that you're going to be making a hell of a lot more. So you should be strategic with when you're opening these rewards. But anyway guys, these are some of the easiest as well as the smartest plays that you can make within FIFA 23 Ultimate Team. If you do have any questions about anything, then please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going to see ya.